This video is all about creating the custom and specific plan of action for you to massively amplify your executive presence and take your career, your company, your life to the next level. My name is Brent Michael Phillips. I'm an MIT-trained software engineer, turned video game entrepreneur, turned healer and spiritual teacher, turned executive coach. And we're here with the last video, number 8 of 8, in our series on executive presence. And so if you haven't watched the others, you might want to. This is kind of the pull it all together video to give you a specific set of action steps to move forward, to make these changes in your life, to bring you that next level of success. And so what we've covered in the earlier videos, we talked about what we call the three-legged stool. In order to increase your executive presence and have a much bigger success in your life, 1, we need to clear your subconscious of blockages and traumas. 2, we need to get your mindset aligned, get the right paradigm and way of thinking in your head that creates opportunity and success rather than shutting it off. And lastly, we have to get more consciousness into your body, which involves both movement of literally physically moving your body to get the toothpaste back in the tube, as well as processes of meditation for stillness and silence to stop doing all those invisible things that are pushing your success away. And so how do we get there? As with anything, there's different paths to the solution. It kind of depends on what's in your critical path. Is your most scarce resource time? Is it money? Is it energy? It's going to be a little different for each person. So I would say the most important thing is if you want to have real success here, it's going to be almost impossible to do this on your own. Imagine you're a tech entrepreneur. You have the next big thing with some killer app. Are you going to go spend 5 years studying accounting and 6 years studying law so you can do your own books and write your own contracts? No, of course not. You're going to hire someone that already has those skills, that is an expert. It would just be stupid otherwise, right? And it's the same thing here. And so you need to find someone who understands all these technologies and also understands you. It can help you create a custom plan to move forward. Because again, trying to do it on your own is guaranteed to fail. If you like me, awesome. I'll tell you how I do it. Check the links in the description. If you don't want to work with me for whatever reason, that's okay. I'm going to try to point you in the right direction. Go find that person that is the good fit, that knows what they're doing, that gets you and can really move the needle to move you forward. So how would I do it? Well, for most people, the process starts with a discovery call. We get on Zoom. I'm going to ask you just a little bit about where you're at in your life and where you want to go. I'm going to listen very carefully, not just to the words, but to the tone of your voice, the inflections. The way I would put it is, when people speak, there's different font sizes and italics and bold and underline, right? That'll give me a lot of clues as to what's really going on under the surface. It's not just about the words. It's also about how you say them. Most likely after that, I'll have you start doing some movement. We usually start with a very simple movement, handshaking and scooping, that I'll walk you through. By watching you move, I can see right into your source code. I can see what's going on in your life and a lot of the invisible blockages and obstacles, sometimes things you're not even aware of. So that gives us a good idea of where you're at, where you want to go, and kind of what we have to work with. From there, I would work with you doing a combination of things. Number 1 would be what we call subconscious digging. If you got a lot of blocks and traumas, especially if you had a difficult childhood, if you've been through bad stuff in your life, injuries, accidents, loss, divorce, diseases, things like that, they will all block up your subconscious. So for each person, the amount is a little different. I'd say for a typical person, 2 to 10 hours is all we need. This is not therapy where it's 300 hours over 10 years. This is super fast. So 1, we find the blockages, we release them. That will increase your emotional intelligence. You'll be less triggered. You'll be able to stay on an even keel, be clear and rational and precise, moving effectively forward, instead of being distracted by emotion and pain on the inside, right? So some of it would be that. Some of it would also be a program of movement. where by watching you move, we can get a sense of where you can't feel your body. And I can work with you to give you a specific plan of do this movement and this movement this much, this often. That gets the toothpaste back in the tube. And for most people, the primary place we need to work is your feet and your legs, because many of us have gotten way, way disconnected living in the modern world. Most of us have a lot of consciousness in our hands, our head, and our neck. And then it just drops almost to zero as we go down. So I would want to work with you or find someone that can say, hey, this is where you can't feel. This is how we put the toothpaste back in the tube. So that'll be part of it. Part of it will be a program of study of awakening, which might be just an hour or two in private sessions, and then you're done. Depends on how close you are. For other people, I might assign you one of my recorded programs or self-paced learning or group practices. Again, it's going to be custom designed to each person, depending on what you need, where your constraints are, right? If you don't have a lot of time, I'm not going to push you to go spend a lot of time on group programs or reading books, right? I'll say, hey, get up with me one-on-one. I'll take you right to the core. Other people may have a lot more time, but not as much money. Different approach, right? So we'll help you to move forward, to bring you to that place of awakening so you have the new paradigm in your head. You know how it really works. And to give a quick metaphor, imagine that you're a great hockey player and you show up one day and there's a basketball court. Well, if you don't know how to play the rules of the game, you're going to do terrible, even if you're a great athlete. Because what's perfectly legal in hockey is a foul in basketball, isn't it? That's how most of us live. You don't understand the rules of being human. You're playing the wrong game. Let's get your head in the right place. Then you can excel. So that would be the mindset, the paradigm, the attitude. Then we would, of course, be doing a program of entrainment meditation, which a lot of it would be one-on-one with me, where I can really feel your energy and guide you through it. Plus maybe some practice on your own. A lot of it depends on how close you are to where you want to be. One of the most valuable things I learned spending a bunch of years at MIT collecting degrees was that you cannot learn something until you already almost know it. So for any of these things, with the subconscious, with your mindset and attitude, with the movement in your body, with the stillness and meditation, you might be super close in one of those. You may need an hour and you're done. Another one, you may need more chunk of work. But it's hard to give a specific for every person. Some people start thriving after just a couple hours. Many people start to see shifts just after a discovery call. Can't promise it, right? I'd say for most people, if you're already intelligent, educated, ambitious, creative, disciplined, if you got all those boxes checked, 3 to 6 months is typical to start to see a breakthrough. Some people need a lot more work. Might be a year or two, even 3, but that's okay. If that's what it takes for you to go work on this stuff for 3 years to take your business, your career to the next level, just do it, right? Short answer is this. How long does it take me to amplify my presence, to achieve next level success, to 10x or 100x my income? It's like asking, how long does it take to debug software? There's not one answer, right? If it's a simple system and 1 or 2 isolated bugs, knock it out in an hour. When I was an engineer, I've had people that were working on something for months. And me or guys on my team, we solved it in an hour or 2. But it's not always that easy. Other times, there's a whole mess of bugs and it takes a long time to find them and fix them. Other times, the software is just such a mess, you're better off just junking it and rewriting it from scratch. And so there's no one answer, but make sure you're with someone that knows what they're doing, that has experience with all these different kinds of technologies. Because in the world of coaches, here's what you're going to find. Many people have been through some certification or program and know one tool, and then try to apply that tool to everything they do. And they'll have a little success, right? They may have 3 or 4 testimonials on their website. What you don't realize is they worked with 1,000 people to get that, right? Would you hire a contractor to build your house who only had one tool? Of course not. Would you hire a mechanic to fix your Ferrari and all he had was one wrench? Of course not. So the world of self-improvement, life coaches, executive coaches, healers, there's a lot of people that have been to 1 or 2 weekend seminars and read a couple books and think they're an expert. Maybe they work for you, just be careful. Would you want someone to perform surgery on you that didn't do it every day? I wouldn't. If you're going to have knee surgery, what you want is someone that's done thousands of them, that's what they do every day. They go to the hospital and they do knee surgery. That will give you the best result. Don't ask your local GP to do knee surgery. Legally, he can do it, but he's not going to be good. So find the person that has that experience, that has the competence, that's not just blindly applying one system. And I admit, had you come to me in 2004 when I was new at this, that's exactly what I did. I knew one system, one approach. I blindly applied it and hoped it worked. But if you want to have real success quickly, this is how we do it. Clear the subconscious, adjust your mindset and paradigm, get the consciousness back in your body, and cultivate the stillness. You do that, your executive presence will skyrocket, people will like you more, little things will break your way, and oh yeah, you're probably going to add at least 1 zero to your income and finally experience that next level success. And hey, if you want to work with me, if I'm available, I would love to be your partner. One of my absolute favorite things in life is helping people to find that success. I love it when my clients have enormous breakthroughs, sell their company, take it public, get invited to be the CEO, things like that. Will you be my next success story? I guess we'll see. This is all I got to say for our series. We're wrapping up right now. Video 8 of 8 on executive presence. If you like it, I got a ton more videos on YouTube. Check them out. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one or attending one of my group trainings, check out the links in the description. And until next time, please take care and namaste.